Hi, I'm Elizabeth Orozco and I'm going to read you the last part of the book Looking for Alaska by John Green. I thought at first that she was just dead, just darkness, just a body being eaten by bugs. I thought about her a lot, I laughed, as some things meal. What was her? Green eyes, half as near the soft curves of her legs, will soon be nothing, just the bones I never saw. I thought about the slow process of becoming bone and then fossil and then coal that will, in millions of years, be mined by humans of the future, and how they will heat their homes with her, and then she will be smoke billowing out of smokestacks coating the atmosphere. I still think that sometimes, think that maybe the afterlife is just something we made up to ease the pain of loss, to make our time in the labyrinth bearable. Maybe she was just matter and matter gets recycled. But ultimately, I did not believe that she was only matter. The rest of her must be recycled too. I believe now that are greater than the sum of our parts. If you take Alaska's genetic code and you add her life experiences and the relationships she had with people, then you take the size and shape of her body, you do not get her. There is something else entirely. There is a part of her greater than the sum of her knowable parts. And that part has to go somewhere because it cannot be destroyed. Although no one will ever accuse me of being much of a science student, one thing I learned from science classes is that energy is never created and never destroyed. And if Alaska took her own life, that is hope I wish I could have given her. Forgetting her mother, failing her mother and her friends and herself. Those are awful things, but she did not need to fall into herself and self-destruct. Those awful things are survivable because we are as indestructible as we believe ourselves to be. When adults say teenagers think they are invincible, that was sly, stupid smile on their faces. They don't know how right they are. We never be hopeless because we can never be irreparably broken. We think that we are invincible because we are. We cannot be born and we cannot die. Like all energy, we can only change shapes and sizes and manifestations. They forget that when they get old, they get scared of losing and failing. But that part of us, greater than the sum of our parts, cannot begin and cannot end, and so it cannot fail. So I know she forgives me, just as I forgive her. Thomas Edison's last words were, "It's very beautiful over there." I don't know where there is, but I believe it's somewhere, and I hope it's beautiful. He's talking about the girl he liked and she died. So he's saying that the way out of the labyrinth, that's like the maze of life, it's just by accepting who you are. And he says that teenagers are really strong and we never get destroyed.